next problem in the C++ series is exceptional server, which is of medium kind. This is also similar kind of problem where we solved in the previous video, which is on the exception handling. So as I already told in the previous video, exceptions are the abnormal conditions or anomalies, we can say, which causes the program to terminate abnormally. Examples are dividing a number by 0, the abnormal operation which are not to be performed. Whenever we try to perform such activities, exceptions occur and exceptions will be thrown. So here they have given code. The challenge here is there is a function named compute which will compute the computation, which will compute the numeric result for the two given large numbers, but the function is throwing various exceptions whenever we call it. So there are various types of cases here. If the function runs fine with the given arguments, then we just need to print the whatever the result we have obtained by this function. If we fail to allocate memory, then we need to print not enough memory. If any other C++ standard exceptions occur, we need to print exception : yes, where yes is the exception error message. Apart from both these error, any other error occurs, we need to print other exceptions. So this is the exception handling case. So we will solve. First, the exception handling in C++ is based on three keywords: try, catch, and throw. Whenever we want to throw an exception, we will use the throw keyword. Whenever we want to have a code which may have the possibility of throwing an exception, we will capture them in try block, and whatever the exceptions are thrown, we will catch them in catch block. So these three keywords constitute the exception handling in the C++. Here we will use the try block, which may have in the try block we need to add the code which may have the possibility of throwing an exception. Here the exception throwing is by compute function. Compute of a comma b. The a comma b are already read and available to use. So whenever the function runs fine, it will just print the result of the compute function, else it will capture the exception. That exception will be handled by the catch block. Here we will have the catch block. Compute we need to use the server class because we are using the server class function. We need to use the proper symbols of 2 colons saying that the compute function is located in the server class. The first case was whenever we fail to allocate the memory, we need to print not enough memory. First exception. So how to check whether we fail to allocate memory, we can check using bad underscore allow, which is a predefined class. We can see that class reference is error. We will take that error and we have not enough memory. So whenever function fails to allocate a proper, this compute function fails to allocate a proper memory, it will throw the bad underscore alloc exception. We will catch it here in the catch block, and it prevents the program from abnormal termination and prints this not enough memory, and the program successfully ends. The next exception was any other standard C++ exception other than this bad underscore alloc, any other standard C++ error we will catch using exception class. So exception class, we can say the parent class for all the standard C++ exception class. It is a base class where all other exceptions such as arithmetic expression or this bad underscore alloc exception or array index out of bound of exception, all are the subclasses of this exception class. This exception class is actually uh, defined in this hash include exception header file, this exception header file. So we need to use hash include exception header file. Here in this program they have already included it. So whenever we encounter this exception, we need to print exception colon then error dot what. This what function will return the description about the error happened. What kind of error happened? It will return a string. Next, if any other kind of error happened other than this, so we will catch it using three dots. These three dots will catch all other exception apart from this. If any exception remains apart from these two, it will be caught here and printed as other exception. So this will make the exception handling. We will run it. The sample test case is passed. We will submit. Something is wrong here. I think we didn't follow this exception capital E. This capital E should be there. We will submit again. Yes, it was a typo mistake. Thank you.